say that I reflect on the time that I've been involved with the club very fondly. I've had lots of really wonderful memories, lots of challenges along the way. I can't work out whether it feels like a long time or a short amount of time, but either way I definitely have loved every single minute of it. I think it all began when I was a really young boy, helping my granddad out with his back garden. He had a little veg patch there. He used to get me out with a rolled up piece of newspaper, whacking the butterflies off of his cabbages. Had his little lawn, and he had an old Allet cylinder mower, which I always wanted to have a go on, and if I was lucky that he'd let me get on it, try and put some stripes in his back garden. And I was always interested, maybe from that sort of young age. I guess that's where I developed the sort of green-fingered sort of side of things. But I would have never imagined that it would materialise into the job role that I've been doing and had here at Eastleigh for all the years along the way. So I think I've worked it out recently that it was around 27, 28 years ago that I first came to Eastleigh Football Club as a fan. My mum was working for St John Ambulance as a first aider, and she was doing a duty for the game. And I came along then, and obviously it's nothing compared to what we've got now. There was maybe 50 fans, a couple of dogs running around the place. I stood in the old West Stand on a little wooden crate so that I could see the game. And I think even back then, it was an interesting place, even though it was a very tight-knit fan base, not many people, everyone seemed to get along, lots of friendly faces, everyone knew each other. And you could see that it was a welcoming club from back then. And then that just developed over the years, becoming more of a fan, coming to more and more games. Slowly the fan base increased, more people came through, started going to away games, and unbelievably at that time, I remember you would phone Derek Brooks to book on the away travel, and that was on the team coach with the players. And it's a million miles away from where it was then. But for me, even at that early stage, you could tell it was a place that you wanted to be involved with in whatever capacity. And I think I've always had an interest from that point, and not recognising now that it maybe would materialise into me having a job role at the club for such a long time. I first began volunteering, whether that be painting the railings in the 6 weeks holidays when we were at school with my mates, coming down, helping out, cutting a few bushes down. I remember back then watching, it was Bill Loosemore at the time, the old groundsman, cutting the pitch, and thinking, do you know what, I wouldn't mind giving that a go one day. Then it was Tony Shiner, used to go up and down the pitch with his pipe, bless him, who have both sadly passed away now. And I think it was at that time there that I began speaking to friends at school about it all. They didn't think much of it, didn't particularly want to come because it was only Eastleigh down the road. There was nothing really to see, but they came along and they got the bug as well. And more, I remember nights before games and going to school, cutting up pieces of A4 paper to make it into confetti and sitting in the West Stand there when a goal went in, chucking it about. I don't know who cleared it up after the games, and I do apologise because it probably would have been one of my jobs of recent times to do that sort of thing. But try and engage that sort of passion and loyalty to a club from that point, and it becomes ingrained in you a little bit. And from then, it's just sort of rolled itself into more and more responsibility. So it was Kenny Amor at the time. I was actually building hovercrafts as a subcontractor, and one of my contracts came to an end, and I said to Kenny, I love this place, I need to be involved in one way or another. And I was playing in a band at the time as well. So Kenny gave me the opportunity to rebrand what is now the Hangar. It was the clubhouse, and we had a few gigs in there, and Jongleurs Comedy Club came in, made that a venue for people to come and enjoy themselves, bring more people to the football club. So it stemmed from that point, from an events capacity that led into sort of the bar managing side of it. And all during that sort of period, there was still this fondness of the grass bit out there and wanting to get involved with that a little bit more. So it was Stuart Donald at the time who came in and changed the place unrecognisably. Unbelievable investment over the years from Stuart. So we had a conversation with him, and he said, would you fancy giving it a go out there? And I said, absolutely. the time finally came for that opportunity, but I said I wasn't going to be complacent enough to go into that role with no real education or understanding of the fundamentals as to what it takes to look after that out there. So I ended up going to college and getting a diploma, which gave me a foundation to be able to bring the skill set out there, apply myself correctly, because I was clearly very passionate about it, and I didn't want it to fail. But those times at the beginning were incredibly challenging. The pitch itself was unfortunately nothing more than a field. The football club had moved on in terms of its ambitious approach and the progression it wanted to, and ultimately the pitch was holding it back at that time. With an absolute band of brothers, of volunteers and people that would just come out and help roll them off, just trying to get games on each week so people could come and watch a game of football, and that was such a challenging time. There was many games called off, unfortunately, but we did also get many games on at the 11th hour. A few sweet talking episodes with referees and things to try and sort of twist their arm a little bit and give us that extra half an hour just to mop up the last bits of water. We've been out there with towels before trying to make it playable, but inevitably we did manage to get those games on, and there was no better feeling at that time than getting that game on, the lads giving you the win and getting the 3 points, because it made everything so worthwhile. I think the football club has become my life over the last 10, 15 years. I don't regret any of it. I've met some really amazing people, friends for life. Some people have come in more recently, but those people that I met initially, we've gone through that journey, if you like, watching the club progress. We're all incredibly proud and passionate Eastleigh fans. So I've given a lot, I've loved and lost. But for me, I'm incredibly proud of having that journey, being part of that, enjoying those special moments. And we have had some really special moments, I think, when I look back, really far back to sort of the early days. We had the Bolton FA Cup game, which shouldn't have been played in a million years, but it did. And I remember looking around the place and obviously seeing it full with over 5,000 people and watching. It was an own goal down the far end, and I just remember seeing there's Nuffield stand now just go up, and it was like, wow, this is getting serious now. This is proper. We took Bolton to a draw that day, and then ended up going to, I think it was the Macron Stadium or whatever it was. It changed its names. And then standing there amongst those friends that have been on that journey with you to that point, and thinking, what on earth are we doing playing Bolton away in an FA Cup? And I tell you what, we gave a great account of ourselves and nearly got there that day, but then unfortunately didn't. And of more recent times, of course, you've got Paul McCallum's last-minute winner against Reading out there, which was another absolutely magic, wonderful moment, which I'll never forget. But I think for myself, the most memorable moment was Danny Hollands' volley away at Wrexham in the playoffs. And that for me is the lasting memory of a moment, if you like, that I'll take away from it. But there's been so many ups and downs and tears out there, and days when you're getting headaches and sore throats because you're screaming your head off. But that's because we're so passionate about the football club and we love it. Off the back of having the reconstruction, we've gone from an old pitch there that it didn't drain. We had games called off. We always had the uncertainty of whether a game would be played or be called off. Likewise, very frustrating for the fans to come, to now having a facility and a viable environment for games to be played. The comfort of knowing that we're very rarely going to be having games called off. We can't control frosts, but the pitch now will drain very, very well. We've seen it, it's evident. So the work that was carried out and the significant investment that Stuart and the board have put towards that has come back tenfold, and I think we're seeing that now. We're building good relationships with people like Southampton, Bournemouth. For me, unbelievably, we've got people like the Lionesses coming and using it for training camps, and that they went on to win the Euros that year as well. So, but to have that and England under-21s, we've had twice. We've had Liverpool come down, and I remember having a picture with Jurgen Klopp and Mo Salah out there, and there's just, when you reflect, and it is a time of reflection now, of where it's come from to where it is now, and those moments in between, I wouldn't have dreamt for a minute that I'd have my picture being taken with Mo Salah running across the Silverlake pitch, and I'm so proud of that, and I just hope that it can continue, and it will continue. We will reach the Football League, and to quote Derek Brooks, he had a wonderful quote, and he would want to see the team in the Football League, of course. He said something along the lines of, the old days were hard, they weren't easy. Things are different now.
Of course, it's more professional, and that's okay, that's progress.
So it's about seeing that progression. Some things won't be the same as they were before. There is the change, and if people are willing to adapt with that, to see the bigger picture, that ultimately we do have an end goal to go as far as we possibly can. As a support group and people who are passionate about the football club, we all need to stick together, and let's hope that we do end up getting there. I feel personally that it is time for a change for myself, a change of environment with new challenges. It'd be nice to come back as a fan, of course, and maybe not get so uptight about when their knees slide in and the chunks coming out the pitch from a tackle, or the goalkeeper's kicking the hell at the post. And I think I'm going to embrace the new opportunities. I'm incredibly thankful for the opportunity that Eastleigh have given me, and it set the foundation and the base for me to then push on. Not an easy decision at all. I never, when you're so invested into a football club, it's so ingrained, and you're so passionate about every little detail, every aspect of it. It's not going to be easy to move on. I never envisaged maybe leaving, but I think the time is right, and for me to hopefully take the experience and the skills and the knowledge to the top level of football, apply them there and learn again and develop, I think will be a really great challenge, and something that I'm excited for and I'll embrace. But one thing's for sure, I will 100% be back as much as I can as a fan, of course. I don't sit here for 1 minute and take any credit for what we've been able to achieve out there over the time. It's been testament to a lot of good people at the football club, a lot of very good decisions, a lot of support and encouragement and patience, because it hasn't been easy. But that my journey and my progression would not have been possible without my good friends at the football club, all those volunteers who have been giving up their time, soaking wet, getting games on throughout the years. It's never been forgotten. And that's worth remembering, that there's so many good people at this football club, from staff to fans to players, that are all trying their best for the best outcome at the football club, to achieve what we can together. And it is a big collective effort where everyone needs to play their part. There's going to be times where, and saying this as a fan, sat here as a fan, we're going to get frustrated with maybe an announcement or a run of losing 5 games or something silly like that. But at the end of the day, the fans, if you can just give them that extra 10% boost from the terraces, support the club, whether it's buying stuff from the club shop, coming to events that they're putting on, you can be the difference. And imagine being part of the jigsaw that gets us to where we all want to be. It's so important that we just stick together and support the team. I am eternally grateful to the football club for the opportunity that it's given me, both as a fan and then being employed. I've never ever taken it for granted. I love the place, I love the football club. You only have to look around and see all the other people that share the same emotion and passion towards it, and that's really great to see. But for myself personally, being able to showcase my work at a place I love in front of all these people on a weekly basis is something to be incredibly proud of. Best wishes. I'll see you in the shed end.